if I'm a viewer right now, this is a really interesting conversation, and I would be wondering, okay, but what exactly does this mean for me as just an American viewer here? But I think that kind of hits the nail on the head here, is that Turkey wants to chart its own course. It wants to be its own power player. What does the world look like then if that is the case?
That's a hard question to answer, but one thing it could mean is it could make life more difficult for US interests as far as US interests are concerned in critical parts of the world where we do have national security interests, specifically the Middle East, specifically NATO, right? What we do know is Turkey is now a major actor, a major player militarily as well as politically and diplomatically in the Middle East. We have seen Turkey right now with a huge military presence inside of Syria, in terms of the new Syria that's being built up. It has military forces deployed to the tune of about 20 to 30,000 troops. That is not something that the Israelis appreciate, who also have troops inside of Syria. We now know that Turkey seeks to have peacekeepers or as part of the stabilization force that's being proposed for Gaza. All of this is to say that Turkey seeks to be a major military as well as power actor inside of the Middle East. So that's the Middle East. In a scenario whereby Turkey grows fully militarily independent of the United States and anyone else for that matter, it may not wait around, right, to be in consensus with NATO or the United States if its policy decisions or its policy choices differ from the United States. And they clearly do, right? So that's the Middle East. In terms of the European frontiers, look, Turkey is trying to project itself as the major security partner for the European Union, as the European Union faces a major military threat from the Russian Federation. Right now, just to put this into perspective, in Turkish shipyards, the Turkish military is building 35 naval ships, military ships at the same time. That is more shipbuilding capability than the entirety of the European Union's countries put together. And that includes one aircraft carrier that's being built, right? That's just in the realm of shipbuilding. Turkey's actual military size, its air force, it has more ground divisions in terms of troop capabilities, again, than most of Europe combined, right? Europe, it feels defenseless and inadequate in the face of a growing Russian threat. And Turkey's saying, if you want me as a partner, as an entity that can help you thwart the Russian threat, you need to take me seriously. You need to, whether that involves me becoming a more credible actor in terms of European Union membership, whether it requires more trade concessions in terms of the European markets, I need to be taken more seriously because I haven't been. And again, from the US perspective, this is at a time when the United States is considering withdrawing or at least limiting its contributions towards European security, and that is a place where Erdogan has been stepping in. That is why the German Chancellor is right now in Ankara today, basically, saying that Turkey's future belongs in the European Union, which is something we've not heard from a German Chancellor for a very, very long time. So, Turkey, if it does project its own course and it has the military muscle behind it, it can upset American security interests and those of its allies in ways that currently Ankara is restrained from because it's not independent, but going forward, I think you could see a Turkey that's less and less constrained.